ASAP Scoop. What's up, fam? What y'all doing, man? I know. I wanted to come to y'all before I start the video. Please, if y'all could do me a big favor, hit the like button, the bell button, post notifications, you know what I'm saying? And if you want to subscribe, you know what I'm saying? But please hit the like button and post notifications so you can stay updated on when I drop videos, you know what I'm saying? My Instagram or Facebook should be somewhere above my head, like over in this direction or something like that. Should pop on the screen, like, anytime now. So, hit that and do that for me. Share this motherfucking video, too. Let somebody that's interested in trucking get some trucking knowledge. What's up, family? This is part 3 on just getting the whole entire pre-trip down. So, since we have arrived to the back of the tractor, because once you're done with the side cabinet, you're going to go in the back of the tractor. Now, here's where some things might get tricky. Excuse me. Gotta cut that off. Here's where some things might get tricky, but it might get so easy to some people. So, once you hit the back of the cab, remember your ABCs. A through J. Say it again. Remember your ABCs, A through J. Leave out B and F. Here's why. You don't have to mention your battery, which will be B, and F is your frame, and you already mentioned that. Why would you mention your frame twice? Okay, So, don't worry about B. Don't worry about F. If you gotta say your ABCs out loud, do it. You're only gonna look crazy to the person that's testing you, but at the same time, as long as you get your points, who the hell cares that you're saying your ABCs out loud? So, what you'll first walk up to, and like I said, say your ABCs, you'll say A. Now, A, you gotta remember, it's your air hoses. I'll check these hoses like I did all my other hoses. Done. C is your catwalk and catwalk steps. Do not forget the steps. Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, and there's no debris. Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, there's no debris. Catwalk and catwalk step. So D is your drive shaft. Is it your drive shaft and U-joint? Yeah, drive shaft and U-joint. Let me get y'all right, because I don't want to, tell y'all some false information. Like I said, I haven't studied the pre-trip a long ass time. Yep, drive shaft and U-joint. So A, B, C, catwalk is your C. D is your drive shaft and U-joint. Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Okay, E is your electrical, which goes from the back of the tractor to the front of the trailer. It's properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's pretty much is electrical, so it's not no bubbles, abrasions, dry rot, cuts, or frays. And it's latched on securely. Remember that. Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. There's no bubbles, abrasions, cuts, dry rots, or frays, and it's latched on securely. That's your electrical. It goes from the back of your tractor to the front of your trailer. Boom. So you're already there. So like I said, you're at A, B, you mentioned your catwalk. C, you mentioned your drive shaft. D, just did your electrical. F, like I said, you don't have to remember that because you already did it, your frame. So G will be your glad hands. Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, not leaking, and the seals are intact. Glad hands. H is your header board, properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, and there's no holes. Once you get to the I, is illumination lights on the top of your trailer. So once you look up, you should see an illumination light, like, oh, illumination light. Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. I will check that light like I did all my other lights. So you already done with that. So only thing that you got to mention after that is your J. So I only did A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Now, with J, you got to remember it's a combination thing. The reason why I say it's a combination because you're doing your splash guard and mud flaps. Your splash guard and mud flaps are properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, and they're not dragging on the ground or rubbing against the tire. It's one part. Two part, on my mud flap, there's DOT reflective tape. It's properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's not ripped. There's no dry rot, cuts, or frays. I don't care if it has it on there. Mention it. You rather get the points for saying something and not get the points for not saying nothing. You rather get the points for saying a whole lot and not say it at all and don't get the points. Remember, I'm 85. I know what I'm talking about. Just a tad bit. So, then you will look at your drive axle and drive suspension. So here's where that bulk starts to come in because you only did your ABCs, right? So you don't mention majority of that. Now you're going towards, the tires and all that. So with your drive axles and suspension, you got to remember your control arm, front, back. Control arm mounts, front and back. You also got to remember your U-bolts. You got to remember your control arm with bushings. So control arm mounts, front and back. U-bolts and control arm mount with bushings. Properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Here's where you can start just a little bit after this last thing I'm gonna mention. You can start grouping things together and getting away with a lot of things. So your airbags. Remember your airbags. It's properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, and it's not leaking. And there's more properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, and there's no cuts, bubbles, dry rots, frays, and it's not leaking. That's when you want to bubble all that. That's why I said you rather get away with saying everything and remembering than saying less and just not getting the points. So everything's got to be properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. There's not everything that you have to say that is no bubbles, abrasions, dry rots, cuts, or frays. And they're not leaking. So with the airbags, you want to remember that. Properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Is no bubbles, abrasions, cuts, or frays, and it's not leaking. So that's the airbag. So after that, here's where you get the smiley face. Because now you can start cheating. Just a little bit. Shh, don't tell nobody. You can start cheating. And here's how you can do it. Your brake hose, brake chamber, slack adjuster, push rod, drum, and lining. I will inspect these like I did previously. Well, school. How is that possible? Because you already mentioned that on your steers. So if you already mentioned it on your steers, only thing you have to say for the drives is I will check those like I did my steers previously. Here's where you can start cheating a little bit. Now your tire, your rim, your lug nuts, I will check these like I did previously. Here's the only two exceptions on your drives that you have to say. It's only two things. Now you gotta remember your drives have inner and outer axle seals. Properly mounted and secure, not cracked, bent, or broken, and it's not leaking. Hub oil seals is in the front on your steers. Drive, axle. So, hub, axle, and then once you get to the trailer, they're hub again. So, hub, axle, hub. Then you have to mention that the tires are 2/32 of tread depth. You will inspect these like you did previously, except for the inner axle seals are properly mounted, secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. They're not leaking. And these have 230 seconds of tread depth. Also, there's enough, since there's 2 tires on a budding system, there's adequate spacing in between, and they're not rubbing, and there's nothing, no debris in between. It's adequate spacing, they're not rubbing, and there's no debris. Boom. See, once you break that down, it's like I can mention my brake hose, brake chamber, push rod, slack adjuster, my drum and lining, like I inspect these like I did before. Then once you come to the tire, rim, lug nuts, I inspect these like I did before, except these are 230 seconds of tread depth. And they have to have adequate spacing in between. There can't be any debris, and they can't rub against each other. Then you'll go to the back where your mud flap is. You already mentioned your mud flap, so you ain't got to do nothing. Only thing you got to remember is a small little acronym. T for T. Here's why. T for T is the lights on the back of them. You can say I inspect these lights like I did the other, but they going to want you to say them. Hold on.